So, Miss Smith, you, all of this time, knew Malachi existed.
Yes.
Knew who he was.
Yes.
Your nieces talk about him.
Yes.
But never knew.
Never knew.
He could potentially be your nephew.
Never knew. Never.
So when did Miss Laster make you aware, and how did she go about telling you? Just saying that, you know, this could be your nephew, it really could?
Yes.
And then when you asked her, why would you tell me what's going on? What was the explanation?
She just said she had a lot going on and she didn't want to really get into it.
And so at that point, did you just accept?
I accept him because, I mean, if this could be my brother's baby, I don't want to push him away. That's just the type of person that I am. I mean, if this is my brother's child, I want to get to know him. I want to take him in. I want to love on him.
And so did you take him in? Did
Yes.
you start loving on him?
Yes.
So you formed a
He comes
bond with
over.
Malachi?
Yes, he comes over now.
Miss Smith, Grandma, you haven't built a bond with Malachi, or you have?
I didn't even know who Malachi was. Yesterday was the first time I even touched that child.
So yesterday was the first time you ever seen him in person?
Not until yesterday.
In 4 years?
In 4 years. I never knew nothing about him.
Oh, that's precious. So, Miss Laster, I don't get it. I don't get it. You have the 2 other children.
Yes.
They love them, they accept them, they spend time with them. What's a third?
Yeah, you're right, Your Honor. But it was, like I said, it was just something really emotional for me. And I just didn't want to face it. So I just, you know, left it undone.
What was so emotional?
Losing him broke me really, really bad. That was the first time I ever been with somebody that actually cared about me. That was the first time, I met them and they loved me. I've lived with Miss Dolores too. But that was the first time that I actually, you know, met a man that cared for me and had my best interest at heart. It was too much for me. So I left it alone and left it unnoticed. And it was too late. We didn't have, Florida, you know, you can only do but so much. It's not, you know, many things that you can go through to try to get DNA done for somebody that's deceased. So it was even a hard time.
But see, that's what breaks my heart so much, because we know Monica. Because Monica is like family. Always been like family, always.
Yeah.
I think we had a better connection. We had a bond.
You had a rapport where you felt like you could have just said, hey, there may be a possibility and I want you to know.
Yes, yes.
All right. We don't call this paternity court for nothing. There's another layer to this. You were also with someone else during that time, am I correct?
Well, yes, but the reason I can say for sure that it is his, not only did Malachi started stuttering first, so it kind of threw me for a loop because none of my children had speech impediments. I called Tess and I was like, hey, is this normal? Have Travis had these issues in the past? And she was like, yeah, he used to stutter when he was a kid. So I was like, well, you know, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, most definitely, okay, that he's most definitely his. But at the time that I was dating somebody, well, we didn't date, we was just having sex.
Okay.
But at the time, I was just dealing with that person. I dealt with him in February. My conception was January. So around the beginning of the month of January, I started seeing Travis and sleeping with him. And I had Malachi in October. So by that time, I knew most definitely.
All right, so you submitted a calendar to the court to explain that. Let's
Yes.
take a look at that. In January, you claim you were intimate with Travis. January, we have sex with Travis.
Mm-hmm.
The other man, in February, you have sex with him. The 2nd through the 8th, that's when you had sex with the other man.
Yes.
So Malachi was born October 17th. If you calculate the window of conception based upon those dates, you come up with a window of conception of January 19th through the 25th, which is when you were having sex with Travis.
Yes.
That's why you came up with that assumption.
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to know you do realize that the window of conception that's outlined here on the calendar is just 2 weeks from the time when you had sex with the other man.
Yes.
That's a little too close for comfort in this courtroom. If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. So why do you just eliminate him? Because that's just 2 weeks.
Okay, well, the other man, we had some things going on for us, court issues with our children, with our 2 children, and they had to be DNA tested. So I had Malachi DNA tested too, which came out to be 99.9% not his. So that's how I know for sure he's not the other guy's.
99.9% not his?
Yes.
I thought it'd be 0%.
I can say for certain I've never received a result that says that someone's 99.9% not the father.
I don't know, Your Honor. That's what my paper
Okay,
said.
I just want to show you something. When I get a DNA laboratory result, there is always the mother, the child, and the alleged father. When I get a result, we talk about the probability of paternity. That means how probable is it that he is the father. The probability of paternity of 0% means he's not the father. That would be a 0%.
When I first presented it was 0%, they told me that doesn't make sense. It should say 99.9% negative.
No, it should say 99.9% for the probability of paternity. This is crazy. Let me see if we can get Dr. Baird on the line, which is our chief scientist for the laboratory we deal with here at Paternity Court, DNA Diagnostics. Hi, Dr. Baird, can you hear me? It's Judge Lauren Lake.
Hi, Judge, I can hear you fine.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for taking time for me. I'm in a hearing right now, Dr. Baird, where our defendant is saying that she received paperwork that indicated that during a DNA testing process, it was determined that it was 99.9% probability that a man was not the father of a child. Are results ever achieved that way?
The typical way to express an exclusion of paternity is to say that the alleged father has a probability of paternity of 0%. So you're basically asked to report the probability of paternity when you do a test. It'll either be 99.9% or higher. I've never heard a result the way that you've read it before.
Ms. Smith, after hearing Dr. Baird and listening to the testimony today, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. I just want to get it over with and just find out if this is my nephew. We could have had a bond with him just as well as I have it with my nieces.
It is so perplexing. And it would lead one to think, Ms. Laster, that you weren't telling because you weren't sure, not because you were just busy. But then when you look at the conception windows in the calendar, we're only dealing with a 2-week span. And in this courtroom, that can go either way. I think it's time we get the results.
Yes.
So we can see what the truth really is. Ms. Laster, since we started with Ms. Hicks' case first, I will give her her results first. You may be seated, and I will get to yours next. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. Because there wasn't a blood card available to test the DNA of the deceased, Travis, we performed a DNA test with his surviving parent, Dolores Smith. With that being said, the results determine if there is a viable relationship between the child, Ja'Cory, and Dolores Smith. In the case of Smith versus Laster Hicks, when it comes to 3-year-old Ja'Cory, it has been determined by this court the percentage of relatedness between Ms. Dolores Smith and Ja'Cory is 0.00%. You are not related.
Thank you. I apologize. I assumed it was his, but I do thank you for the closure. That's my main purpose.
Ms. Hicks, you were extremely emotional. And then when I read the result, you're not at all surprised. You just say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who your child's father is?
Yeah.
So my point is this then. Why would you put Miss Smith and her daughter through this drama, without just saying from the beginning, there may be another possibility, I don't know, but I also was sleeping with Travis. In this courtroom, we let it all play out. I knew when you disappeared. And then she found you at the Martin Luther King parade, just walking around.
Yeah.
I knew then, but I didn't say anything because I knew the DNA had the answers.
I just wanted certainty because, like I said, her intentions behind the DNA was ill-mannered. That was my whole
that was
point
knowing
of doing anything.
knowing if that was
the
my
way,
brother's
the way
child.
that she
Miss
was...
Miss Hicks.
Okay.
I'm not
Trying to
gonna let
cover
you
it.
tell another
Thank
lie.
All right.
Thank
What you wanted for
Thank
your
you.
child was a family.
Thank you.
No.
No,
Thank you.
Never
you wanted a
Thank
family.
you.
Because the bottom line is the guy whose baby it could be is away.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be able to be a dad. And unfortunately, Travis is gone. But what Travis does have is a family.
Yeah.
Who loves the children in the family, takes care of them, and when you was out there by yourself, hanging on a strand of nothing, trying to figure out how you gonna raise this baby by yourself, you thought to yourself, you know what I'll do? I'll go pop up over there and say that the baby is Travis's. We already got your number, babe. But listen, let me tell you about this. Look, that's why it don't make no sense to lie. My grandmother always said, if it don't come out in the wash, it's coming out in the dry.
You better say it. Yes, ma'am.
And I'm saying this to you is because I want you to start policing yourself. Stop yourself from digging these holes. You're a beautiful young girl. It's gonna be a whole lot of men that wanna lay down with you, but you're gonna end up being the one with the baby. You're more than that. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now I want you to sit on over there and think about yourself. Miss Laster, it's your turn. Are you ready for this next result?
Yes.
All right. The results determine if there is a viable relationship between the child, Malachi Laster, and Dolores Smith. When it comes to 4-year-old Malachi Laster, it has been determined by this court. The percentage of relatedness between Ms. Dolores Smith and Malachi Laster is 0.00%. You are not related.
Oh, wow.
I'm very sorry.
Both of them done put me through all of this, and my daughter. All of it. For what?
Do you need to sit down, Miss Smith? You may have a seat if you'd like. I know you're so upset. There are no small claims in this court. That's why we don't play no games. Miss Laster, you really do look shocked.
I am. I am.
Do you know who Malachi's father is? I'm gonna ask you the same thing I asked Miss Hicks.
Those were the only two people I remember sleeping with at the time.
Do you think there is some way you misread the previous test? If you saw 99.9,
I did for sure see that number.
that would say that there would be a probability of paternity.
I don't know.
Before we go, I have to say, I don't know what it is, but y'all gotta stop having these babies all over the place. I don't know what these men telling y'all. Really? I'm not even gonna blame it on the men, because it's our responsibility. We gotta protect ourselves, ladies. You understand? Let's do better. We've got counseling and resources for you. I want you all to just talk to Dr. Jeff and be honest. What's really going on? I wish you the very best. Court is adjourned.